Rackspace, a managed cloud company with a commitment to innovation and a team of over 3,000 cloud engineers. Rackspace, your clouds, our expertise. Learn more at rackspace.com/expertise. And Mathnasium and its Learning Center franchisees, committed to the idea that when kids understand math, they enjoy it and do more of it, leading to mastery. There are 700 Mathnasium Learning Centers, locations at mathnasium.com. And the listeners of KQED. More traffic information right now with Julie Dennis.
A new problem in the North Bay, Novato. This is 101 northbound at Olompali State Park. Left lane is blocked. We have 3 vehicles involved and heavy backup to Atherton Avenue. Better news for the Golden Gate Bridge. They've cleared that crash. It was southbound 101 before the toll plaza. You're still recovering, though, back to the Robert Williams Tunnel. And Hayward accident on the shoulder of 880 southbound at 8th Street. And that's slow back to Marina.
Rackspace, a managed cloud company with a commitment to innovation and a team of over 3,000 cloud engineers. Rackspace, your clouds, our expertise. Learn more at rackspace.com/expertise. And Mathnasium and its Learning Center franchisees, committed to the idea that when kids understand math, they enjoy it and do more of it, leading to mastery. There are 700 Mathnasium Learning Centers, locations at mathnasium.com. And the listeners of KQED. More traffic information right now with Julie Dennis.
A new problem in the North Bay, Novato. This is 101 northbound at Olompali State Park. Left lane is blocked. We have 3 vehicles involved and heavy backup to Atherton Avenue. Better news for the Golden Gate Bridge. They've cleared that crash. It was southbound 101 before the toll plaza. You're still recovering, though, back to the Robert Williams Tunnel. And Hayward accident on the shoulder of 880 southbound at 8th Street. And that's slow back to Marina.
Most Trump will look at the facts of the Iran deal before deciding whether to follow through with his threat to pull out. At a wide-ranging news conference before heading off to Greece, Germany, and Peru, President Obama was on the defensive on his foreign policy achievements. He says the Iran deal that the U.S. negotiated along with Russia, China, and European allies is restraining Iran's nuclear program.
It's not a sweet, it's as I discovered when I heard it.
He also says that Donald Trump assured him in a meeting last week that he wants to maintain core strategic relationships, including with NATO.
KQED's Morning Edition.
Join us for KQED News, that and much more from 3 a.m. to 9 a.m. tomorrow morning on KQED Public Radio 88.5 FM. Support for NPR comes from American Jewish World Service, working for 30 years to end poverty and advance human rights worldwide. Learn more at ajws.org. And ADP, committed to helping businesses build better, more productive workforces with payroll and HR solutions that combine software with human insights and expertise. ADP, a more human resource. More at adp.com.
From NPR News, this is All Things Considered. I'm Kelly McEvers.
And I'm Robert Siegel. In Bernie Sanders' new book, Our Revolution, the Vermont senator tells the story of his life, his career, and his run for the Democratic presidential nomination. And he spells out the programs he believes the country should adopt to combat such ills as inequality, discrimination, lack of opportunity, not to mention the burdens of college and healthcare costs. Senator Sanders joins us from our bureau in New York. Welcome to the program.
It's great to be with you.
When the publication date for your book was set and when interviews like this one were arranged, we didn't know who would win the presidential election. I assume that you thought this book would be part of a debate over the future of a party that had won the White House and a majority in the Senate. Is that right?
More or less. Going into election day, I thought there was the sick and the poor. We are going to take on the billionaire class. We want you to participate. That's what we need. And I think a lot of people who voted for Barack Obama in 2008, voted for Barack Obama in 2012, and who liked Barack Obama, said, you know what? I'm going to go for Trump because he has been clear about feeling the pain of working families.
During the campaign, you urged Hillary Clinton to release the transcripts of her speeches to Goldman Sachs. In the book, I didn't see mention of that campaign issue. Perhaps I did miss it. Since that time, WikiLeaks has released emails that include transcripts of the speeches. Did you read them?
Yeah.
What did you make of them?
Well, nothing, not much in WikiLeaks really shocked me. That Hillary Clinton, was friends with people on Wall Street certainly was not a shock to me. that the Democratic National Committee, DNC, was supportive of Secretary Clinton's effort against me. It certainly was not a shock. We talked about that during the campaigns, but nothing really shocked me.
But for example, her seemed to be dismissive words about the Dodd-Frank's Financial Reform Act. Do you think?
I hope he rethinks it, and I hope that he understands that in the year 2016, we are not going back to a society rampant with racism and sexism and homophobia and xenophobia.
Do you think you could have won, by the way, on November 8th?
Well, the answer is,
I think so too.
you know, who knows?
You champion in the campaign and in the book, you champion the cause of free
It only got
public
like this
higher
through
education,
Obama's,
and you got a
through the
version
Obama
of that
administration. I'm not saying it was Obama's fault, but it's kind of odd that
Given
nobody.
that you propose funding that
Nobody
by
puts the
taxing
blame on
stock
him.
bond sales, something
But
that
when all the
sounds
shit went down,
completely
Bush was
off-putting to
president, all the
Republicans
fingers
who
were in
now
his face.
tried to vote
I don't get
assassins
it.
in the White House. How do you proceed with advocacy of that cause when the plan that you have in mind seems to be a political non-starter in Washington right now?
Well, what we do now is rally millions of young Americans who are sick and tired of leaving school $30,000, $50,000, $100,000 in debt, and those who simply cannot afford to go to college, and say that in a competitive global economy, it is absolutely imperative that we make public colleges and universities tuition free. And no matter how you fund it, it should be funded by progressive taxation, making clear that billionaires like Mr. Trump and his friends start paying their fair share of taxes, that large
their
corporations
fair share
start
is
paying their
more
fair
than
share.
How do you
mine?
proceed with that? Do you do it on a state-by-state
Fair
basis, for
shares
example?
is
Do you
equal percentage.
marches on
60%
Washington
of their
for
income.
free public higher tuition? I mean, how do you deal with the
Well,
fact
how
that
you deal with
you
it-
lost the election on that?
How do you deal with that issue is how you deal with all issues. We are going to have to raise public consciousness. We're going to have to, and what the political revolution is about. We've had some really good successes. Yeah, maybe a march on Washington. It may be bombarding your Congress.